Hi there, everybody. I'm going to show you how to create content on Open Durham today. So today, like, I have a special program. This is the Open Durham homepage, and we're going to add a house to Open Durham that came on the market that happens to be in Trinity Park. So you're going to need to create a login in order to add content to Open Durham. You never need to create a login in order to browse Open Durham, but to add content, you do need to do so. So we're going to log in here, and if I didn't already have this account filled in, we'd be at Create New Account, and we'd put in a username of our choice and an email address. Fill in the requisite CAPTCHA to try to deter spam bots, and then we would get sent a password, which we can then change. When we came back, we'd be at login, put in our username, put in our password, and go ahead and log in. This will show content that I've created with this account, which is a typical user account. And I want to add a building, a house today, so I'm going to go ahead and go up to Create Content up here at the top of the page. Click on that, and you'll see the types of content I can create. These are fairly self-explanatory, I think. A building is to describe any commercial building or house, whether it's extant or whether it's been demolished. And then a business is to describe an actual business, a company, a funeral home, a restaurant, whatever it is. And that and person are both used to describe something, a business or a person that have existed across multiple locations. So they act as a link between various buildings. So I'm going to focus on building today, and tour really is a topic for a separate video. So click on building for create content. Now I noticed a house come on the market in Trinity Park, 1401 Watt Street, which is in Trinity Park National Register District. It's a nice craftsman bungalow, not anything I'm selling or affiliated with. So I'm going to title this post 1401 Watts Street. And then there's an index card, which is like a little summary that shows up when you click on a building in Open Durham, gives the particulars of the building. This is a short summary to add to that index card, so 1 or 2 sentences. The body is where the bulk of information, free text information, description, etc. about the building will occur. I happen to know that this house is in the Trinity Park National Register District, and so I am going to navigate to the National Register listing for this house, and just email me with questions about this if you want to figure out how to get to this information. And this is part of the Trinity Park National Register nomination, which will have brief or longer descriptions depending on what's available about each house that was nominated to be in the historic district. So this one's alphabetical by street. And I'm going to scroll down here to see 1401 watts. C means it's a contributing structure in the district, and it was built about 1930. And I'm just going to copy the entry here into the body, and we've got a few little corrections here to make, just because the character recognition from a PDF cut and paste isn't always the best. So I'm just going to make a few of those corrections here. And if you were typing this yourself or copying it from something that was electronic text rather than raster type text like a PDF, you wouldn't have to go through this step. So we've got a description here for our house. I'm just going to take a couple of sentences of this, a little first sentence describing it, and a little sentence about the people who lived in it, and add that as my index card summary. And the body could be far longer, if there was enough story to tell about the house, etc., enough pictures to add, but we wouldn't want the index card to be much longer than that. Now I want to add a picture as well, which I want to add at the top of this post. When we add a picture, that's automatically going to show up on the index card and on the descriptions for the house with a little thumbnail, so it helps to identify the house. So there's a picture on the MLS listing website. More commonly, you may not have a picture of it. It's great if you have a picture of it yourself to go and utilize. You can always fall back on the county tax website, and which aren't the technically best pictures, but they are pictures. So I'm going to enter 1401 watts in my search for the tax record here, and I'm also, this parcel reference number is the reference number that the city uses and the county uses to refer to this parcel. So I'm just going to copy that down here into local ID so that we could come back to this later, or the site could in the future access information from the county or the city. But we're going to go to photos here. And we have a photo from 2006 of the house. I'm just going to drag this out onto my desktop, and I'm going to rename that 1401 watts 2000, if I can type 6. And then I'm going to go back to Open Durham here, click in the body where I want the photo, and then there's a little picture frame icon here. Click on that, click on Upload, click on Browse to browse your computer. Now I drag this to my desktop, so I'm just going to click on that 1401 watts 2006, open it, click Upload, and I've uploaded it, okay, and now I need to hit Insert File. A little cumbersome, but that's how it works. So then we want to go down to location, and we want to find where this house is and locate it with latitude and longitude so that it shows up on all of Open Durham's maps. So Google Maps has gotten pretty good about locating addresses correctly. It used to be terrible, but we can type 1401 Watts Street, and it's going to accurately show us about where the house is located. So it looks like this is the house at the corner of Englewood and Watt Street. I usually do use the street view to stick myself in front of that house and confirm that it looks the same as it does in the picture I downloaded from the tax website. And there it is in all its glory, recycling bins and all. And so I can go back and navigate through my map. Watts is next to Buchanan. Okay, here's Watts, and there's Englewood. I'm going to switch to satellite view, and there's that house again. So I'm going to just click once on that house, and I'll get a little pin that shows up, and there's the latitude and longitude. There's a lot of different ways to get to the latitude and longitude. I think that's the most straightforward. but you can also directly type in the latitude and longitude or cut and paste it from elsewhere if you have that information. So we've got our location. We're going to click on address. We're going to type 1401 Watts Street. My convention is just always to type out the full name and street type. So that would, if it were Buchanan, that would be North Buchanan Boulevard, completely typed out. If a house is actually on a corner, i.e. it has a facade that faces a second street, then I add that street here. I don't add a cross street otherwise. Durham is automatically filled in. We're going to go to building information. Don't know an architect or designer or builder. We're just going to leave those blank. Year built, we have about 1930. Modifications I generally reserve for things that are pretty major, i.e. gutters wouldn't count. But if you significantly remodeled or made a major addition, and then fortunately it has not been demolished. Here's that local ID I added in. There's a state ID for historic properties as well that we could add in from that database. And this one happens to be on the market with an MLS number. And I want to be able to tie that in too, just in case we want to direct folks looking for the house to this post to get the history of the house. So I'm going to copy the MLS number here from, and you can use any realtor website. I just want the number, not this other stuff. So I've got that MLS number in. And again, you would only do that if this was a house that had an MLS number, i.e. was on the market. There's no people or businesses that I've associated with this house at this point. If I had a biography of Robert Brown or Annie Brown or Samuel Fennell, I could write that up as a person post and then associate that with this so that they would show up as their biography would be associated with this house. Under vocabularies, type is what it was built to do. So it was built as a residential structure. Neighborhood is Trinity Park. We know it's in the National Register District for Trinity Park, so we're going to click on that as well. There is no local historic district for Trinity Park, so nothing there. Construction type, in this case it's wood frame. Use is as a residence, and to distinguish between that and type, use is what it's actually been used for as opposed to what it was built to do. So this could have become a daycare, for instance, and we'd add comma daycare here as a comma separated list of things that it's been used for. It has not been used as such as far as we know, so we're just going to do residence. And architectural style is craftsman, bungalow, and whatever else you can think of that appropriately describes it. So we've got our title, our summary for the index card, the body with a picture and a description, and our particulars about the house, and we're going to save this. And there it is with the index card and all the information about the house. There's a spot for people to comment on it, and there's a map showing the location of it. This is not going to show up on the site. You'll see it says revision state needs review. That means an administrator needs to come in and review it in order to get it published on the site. So this is my non-administrator account. When I log back in as an administrator, I'll look over this, make sure it's not some spam building or some something else someone was just messing around with. And if it's good, I will go ahead and publish it so that it shows up on the site. Thanks so much for your attention and for being interested in adding content to Open Durham. I look forward to seeing your additions. Have a great day.